Reverend Steve, keeping it simple. We're going to start a new series. We're going to be talking about the harlot. And I've touched this subject many times. And God was showing me something in this scripture. It's Revelation 17, verse 15 through 18. And these are the scriptures we're going to be talking about. And we're going to really focus in on this. And I'm going to show you the attributes of the harlot. And if you don't know, when you look at this scripture, I'm going to lay it out a little bit. When you look at the scripture, you have a beast, and you have the harlot sits on it. She control if you know anything about controlling an animal, like a horse or riding a horse, the rider controls the animal or the beast that she sits on. So this is what God is describing in this: is when the rider, who is a harlot, sits on the beast, she's controlling it. And what is described here is that the beast hates her and wants to throw her off. And God has put it in their hearts to take her down. And what I'm going to be discussing in this teaching is that we are watching and living through this right now. That the winnowing of the harlot is happening as we speak. The winnowing of, it's hard to say, winnowing of the United States is happening before our eyes. And we have to be prepared for what's going. The money, just think what happened with the banks the last couple of weeks. And you see this media conglomerate just covering it and lying about it completely. Lying about everything. And everything's a lie. Everything's just to keep what they have created in power. And as we see the rest of the world pulling away from the dollar, pulling away from the influence of the United States. This is what this describes in this piece of scripture. So it's happening as we speak. We have the BRIC nations. We have all these things going on, and they're winnowing her down. And I believe many of the people in this country are helping in this. The people here are just laundering money. All the politicians and businesses, they don't really care about America. It's an ideal that it's had its time. Now it's time for control. The beast system, which is going to be ushered in through the demise of the United States. And that's what's going to happen. The United States is going to collapse. The scriptures clearly talk about that happening, that collapse. And we're seeing it. We're seeing the beginning stages of it. And I've talked and taught about this, that it doesn't happen just like that. The fall happens, and then she is burned. This is what this scripture talks about here in Revelation 17, that it's a winnowing. It's a slow process, but it happens. And we'll talk about this